Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. I'm your host, Colors Fade. It's episode 72, and now we're fully back in the Coronis Expanse. We have to do stuff with our colonies. On Janus, I have my Excel spreadsheet out. I finally got that done for colony events. There are a few important ones we want to keep in mind as we go along. For instance, Tier 5 rank, we want Sacred Comet. Hold gains the blessing of the Saint Cognatius feature. All non-Xeno allies gain +5 bonus to all their characteristics and skills. And since it's mutually exclusive with Holy Defenders and Reliquary, we don't want to do those. We should be okay for the rest of these. So any of the rest of these we can do Gracious Priest. This gets the Hospitalant medical kit, which is really nice. 15% Mexican wounds per rank of the user's conviction and iconoclast. We'll do this. It's not mutually exclusive with anything else, so we'll just execute it. Janus has one ongoing. We'll talk about that later, what it needs to do. For Kiava Gamma, what we're looking for is in Tier 5, we want to do either Warp Revelations or Sky Barrier. Warp Revelations is going to give us access to the Ethereal Visor. The wearer's psi rating is increased by +1, and as long as the wearer has 100% wounds, they deal 15% additional damage with their psychic powers and psycho staves. That's not really applicable to us because we're always setting ourselves on fire and we're always going to take a little damage during fights, so I don't really care about that so much. And then we get Sky Barrier, which is the Triumphant Fury, which is a really nice little medium broadside macro cannons, which fire 5 shots, dealing 30 damage per shots. But it gives you 20,000 with the Explorators. We don't care about this because we're kind of dealing with it. Actually, you know what? I'm curious about something. Oh, we do have it. Okay. Wanted to make sure it was still installed. For some reason, I had this idea that it wasn't installed anymore. So, and then if we go check out Dargonas, so Kiava Gamma, we can do pretty much anything we want, except for, we're looking for those things down the line. So like we can do Sacred Flame here, Prometheum, this will give us, Promethean chemicals give us weapons, sure, okay, fire it off, whatever. Dargonas. What Dargonas wants is in Tier 5, we want the Librarium, and blocks projects, so it's mutually exclusive with these, but the following project must be completed in the colony. We must complete Bastion, and we must complete Secret Lair. So, the following must be completed in the Protectorate. In the colony, we have to complete Bastion, which is where? Right there, project requirements not met. We don't have enough complacency, so we need to boost complacency. Let's see how we can do that. Profit factor in people. Profit factor. Complacency. Ooh, pleasing the tired. Okay, let's execute that one. So that's why we want, because we want this, the Librarium. We're going to get the Echo of Victory whenever the wearer attacks any target in a 5-cell radius around them with a ranged weapon. The attack deals 20% more damage, and you get a bunch of roleplay. I mean, not roleplay, but a bunch of reputation points with the Hezbollah emission and some profit factors. So that's what we're looking for with that one. And Secret Lair, where is that performed at? Let's see if we can narrow down where that's coming from. Secret Lair has to be completed in the Protectorate, and we're not exactly sure where that's coming. Secret Lair takes place on Janus. Okay, I'm going to make a note of that. Note made. Now on Vebos 6. Palace is for the outcasts is what we're looking for at level 5. It's just mutually exclusive with these two, and it says the following project must be completed in the colony Penal Battalion, and the following project must be completed in the Protectorate Xenos Intoxicant. Okay, where is Xenos Intoxicant? Let's see if we can find that. Xenos Intoxicant, that feels like it might be another Janus one as well. Xeno Defense, Xenos Intoxicant. It is a Janus one. Okay. So you can see how you have to pay attention to what's going on your other colonies because of the way these things work. So it's a good idea to have that stuff worked out. Mechanisms for Plasteel, Lair in the Void, we can't do. Holy Servitude, we can't do. bunch of these we can't do, but Pureblood we can, and Penal Battalion we can, and we need to. Lord Captain's void ship gains the Diligent Cannoneers, 10% critical chance with macro cannons. It requires a bunch of stuff. One of the projects has been completed, one of these. So that is a ship thing. Is there anything else that we can get that's better before then? Craven's Blade, wow. That's a nice chainsword. Captive Xenos. That'll get us a bunch of Promethium and Pureblood. Profit factor and efficiency. Let's do that first. Okay. Now, let's take a look at what we got going on here. The Lord Inquisitor and the Lord Captain go to Footfall. To determine the role of House von Valencius in the defense of the Coronis Expanse, the Lord Captain must get to Footfall and meet with Xavier Calcazar. Okay. Well then, since where are we? We're on Janus. Let's see where we can go between here and there. So we're right here on Janus, and what's going on between here and Footfall? Nothing? There's something over here. Go to the world of Ketzatamir. That's our buddy. Visit Dargonis. What's going on here? It just says that. Condemned. Okay. Well, we should probably head to Footfall then. Lord Captain, there is an emergency at the officer's deck. Numerous victims, loss of communication. The Voidsmen report warp voices filling the compartments. But this is not a warp breach. This is the Xenos she took aboard at Janus. He has gone mad and went on a rampage. I have two fairly reliable witness accounts. According to one, the Xenos suddenly assaulted the crew members, gutting them seemingly at random. The other claims that there are survivors who barricaded themselves in the adjacent compartments. The enforcers managed to isolate the raving Xenos in the dead end, but they have been unable to pacify him so far. What will their orders be? Such are the consequences of ill-considered actions born out of the lack of faith in the God Emperor's laws. I'm ready to stop the accursed Xenos' rampage personally and repay every life he has taken. Elentok, I know what the reason behind Marazai's madness is. Please, I must accompany you to the compartment. I will help you deal with the Dark One. Juliet, explain. Do you remember what happened during my very first voyage aboard your ship? When I found myself beyond the veil, the servants of She Who Thirsts descended upon the fragile shell that's protecting your vessel from the outside horrors and managed to break through. The soul of an Aldari shines like a beacon in the night, drawing the gaze of silent Resh and stoking her thirst. The ways of the Syrian keep us safe from her claws, but the Dark Ones never sought to restrain their desires for excess and pleasure in order to acquire at least some protection against our eternal enemy. When the voices of She Who Thirsts called out to me, I found refuge in meditation. I think Marazai started feeding his withering soul instead, using the only method he knew. I see. Well, I'll go to the officer's deck immediately. Squad of enforcers who has blocked the Xenos in the dead-end quarter is waiting at the deck. I beg you to be careful, Lord Captain, and may the God Emperor watch over you. So we'll take Juliet with us. Abelard says he wants to go. Might be a good idea to take him with us. Jai Hidari Pegos. Okay, sure. Yeah, let's go. Oh, I don't want Cabela to not go, though. Sorry. Abelard. Cabela's always going to go with me. She's my right hand. She's my shadow. Alrighty here. So, first thing I'm going to do is run through some gear real quick and see if we can make sure everybody's optimized. Okay, the main pieces of gear we switched here. Of course, Cabela's got this one-handed melee weapon, Blade of Euremerus, which is way better than what this other weapon is. So we're going to get rid of that. We're going to give her that. I thought it was a two-handed weapon. It's actually not. So she can do some other kind of two-handed weapon, but not the psychic ones. And there's not much else better for her except for this. The Bloodseeker Clave is about the best two-handed weapon she has, so we've added that to her. For Pascal, we've given him this, the Warrior's Amulet. It grants an int bonus to dodge to the wearer and their allies. That's the big deal, is it's going to give it to the allies. It ends up being, his intelligence bonus right now is +7, so that's nice. And then we swapped out a weapon for her. The Eye of Hecaton. It grants plus 5 movement points after each attack and allows the wielder to move after attacking. If an attack with this weapon hits 3 or more targets, this attack has no cooldown. That's just a bonus there for her compared to a different weapon that she had that did bonus damage to Drukari. I don't know where that weapon went because I just put it back in here. But let's go to, there it is, right there, Bane of Sorrow. So we still have that if we need it. And that's it for the changes there. And there's blood everywhere. Body is covered in hundreds of cuts. It's all because our pal has freaked out. Somebody open the door before he gets me. It's not gonna happen. Yeah. So Marazai has gone nuts.
Watch your steps.
As happens, there's a plasma gun that's 30 to 40 damage. Wow, Pascal, is that an upgrade for you? Yeah, it is. It's a significant upgrade. Okay, nice. You can have that one. And this one, heavy plasma gun, it's an upgrade over that. We don't use meltas, so we can get rid of some of these. Okay, that's cool. He gets an upgrade right off the bat. Well, that's nice. The maimed, bloodied body looks like a broken marionette lying in an unnatural position. Follow the trail of blood. Follow the trail of blood. Trail of blood. Lord Captain, God Emperor be with you, and with all of us too. Only you can deal with this spawn. Permission to report, your lordship. It started a few watches after the translation. Well, actually, they say this associate of yours has been acting strangely even before that. It's as if he started hearing things. He was swiveling back and forth, barking something in his Xenos tongue, and then he grabbed the blade and sliced his hand open. His own hand! Then he suddenly howled and lunged at the people nearby. The voice of she who thirsts. Yurliet turns pale. He heard the call. Any of our kind who find themselves beyond the veil become tempting prey for Silathresh. And your technology that protects the ship from her baleful influence cannot drown out the sound of her maddening voice. Can you see the demonette? Apparently not. The officer looks behind him, glances around the deck, and turns to you with an alarmed expression. See you who, your lordship? Where is Marazai now? Oh, the Xenos. He's holed up in there. He nods at the barricaded gate. He corralled a number of crewmen in there like groxes to a slaughterhouse. All we could hear were screams. Well, we couldn't save them, so we locked them in there so they couldn't crawl back out, unless he finds a crack to squeeze through. I see. I've heard enough. I'm heading in. We'll unblock it right quick, your lordship. If only there was a way to flush that fiend out without going in. Throne's mercy, I completely forgot. The late Technomat, he turned on some security systems right before he bled out. We figured if the Xenos thinks about showing his face, those systems will get him. The point is, we should go with your lordship, with your permission. It just wouldn't be right for the Lord Captain to go in there alone. God Emperor help us all. I think you guys going in is not going to be a wise idea. Who is this? Is it the ruler of this vessel and the master of the lost child? Come closer. Let me get a good look at you. Yeah, away with you. I can hear the beating of his heart, the roaring blood in his veins, the pulsating fear in his black soul. Yeah, I know. He's not...
Keep a sharp eye.
He's not a good idea, is he?
Sherry.
It's not a good idea to have him aboard. What do we got here? The wearer gains 25 Medicae each time the wearer uses a Medikit. Provides an additional 9 temporary wounds. Wow. 25 Medicae. What am I wearing for gloves? Weapon skill and strength. She's got the blade dance. Wow. Give me a lot more hit points. It'd put me on par with her, probably. These are what? Weapon skill and +5 strength. I'm not sure I want to lose that kind of offense, but let's see how many hit points this is worth. 157 to 169. No, it's not worth it. Give me back my stuff. I'll take the offense. If it was going to push me into the 180s, I'd think about it.
Let's make a deal.
Let's make a deal. When the time comes for me to step into this world, he will be waiting for me. It probably doesn't make that big of a difference because I've already got something boosting Medicaid.
I have an eye for treasure.
Oh, great. Okay. Get out of the way, Jai.
Aha! Found it.
Well, this is nasty.
Trap or treasure?
All kinds of traps. Jeez, what the hell?
My pleasure.
Better be.
And done.
Okay, what do we got? This one over here.
One and it's done.
Good thing you got 100%.
A job for me.
Okay.
I always keep my options open.
Do you now?
I sense something nearby.
Yes, an explosive
I always
device.
get the job done.
Hello there, ugly. I have come because the prince wills it. The souls of all his progenitors belong to him alone. None will escape his embrace.
Watch your steps.
Be gone, Egon.
Success is the only outcome I accept.
There is Marazai. Marazai jerks his head up when you appear. His already gaunt face is tightly wrapped in pale gray parchment-like skin. His teeth are bared feverishly, and his dark eyes have turned into two pitch black mirrors that could show your reflection clearly if you were to gaze into them. He opens his mouth, but instead of words, an unnatural rasping hiss comes out. If this creature ever possessed intelligence, there is no sign left. At last. The resonant voice that has followed you on your journey through the deck sounds like it's coming from every direction, chilling you to the bone. At last we meet, my poor child. Look at him, mortal. Look how he yearns to return to the one whose caress his kind rejects so stubbornly. Come, child, follow my voice, and my prince will grant you all the bliss and torment in the universe. Yurliet exclaims something in the Aldari language. The elucidator fails to process her rapid and elaborate speech. Without waiting for Marazai's response, she turns to you. My dark kin has lost himself in the fight against the pole of she who thirsts. Allow me, Elentok. However great our differences are, however dissolute and depraved the dark ways may be, I cannot blind my eyes and let Silent Thresh take him. Sooner or later, all of his kind will step into my embrace. The prince is patient. The prince knows that every Aldari soul is already his. The demonette's voice suddenly forces itself inside your mind. But if you let me get close to the lost child, if you lull him into letting his guard down, my prince will reward you, Holt. The soul of this pathetic Xenos is a small price to pay for the blessings that come with my master's favor. I will bring him to his senses. The Drukhari stares at you without blinking, teeth still bared, his frenzied expression frozen like a mask. You hear hissing again, this time lower and angrier than before. This unit has received a sign from the Omnissiah. Pascal points at the metal platform beneath Marazai's feet. The transfer plate upon which the Xenos has so short-sightedly made his lair can be reconfigured to send a short discharge of the motive force. This unit could use it to impart a modicum of reason to this crazed creature. I see. Yurliet, you promised you would help. Yurliet starts talking, too quickly for the elucidator, but not for Marazai. He turns his head and watches her like a snake watches a bird. Yurliet takes a step, then another. You hear new inflections in her voice, melodious, almost calming. Her hands are moving in an elaborate dance of gestures as she keeps touching the spirit stone on her chest. Slowly, very slowly, Yurliet advances toward Marazai and his bristling blades, and he remains still, seemingly entranced by her words. You carefully follow her. The Xenos is turning his head back and forth, surveying the room, but still watching you. His muscles are no longer cramped stiff in a battle stance, but his face still bears a twisted expression that can either be interpreted as wild frenzy or terror. Continue, Yurliet. She gives you a slight nod and starts speaking again, her words filled with pain and pleading. She steps forward, then takes another step and another, and you feel as if this last step was a little too confident. Marazai's expression changes subtly as hungering malice flashes in his eyes. Yurliet notices the alarming signs too late, and only recoils when the blade is already cut through the air. She barely suppresses a cry and clutches her deep wound, but she does not retreat further than a single step. No more, she whispers faintly. He no longer heeds me. What about all that talk of the great Aldari race? If only you could see yourself now, you worthless, quivering beast. A mirage was all it took for you to soil yourself. Marazai blinks, and his eyes ignite with a familiar look of fury and wounded pride. I will rip out your tongue and make you swallow it piece by piece, along with your own teeth. The air behind Marazai ripples, and you watch as the demonette's faintly visible silhouette bleeds out of thin air. The horrible mouth is sneering triumphantly. The large pincer is raising higher and higher. Marazai, behind you. The demonette brings her pincher down on Marazai's head and clangs against his raised blade. Marazai crouches and shoves the shrieking warp entity away from himself. No, you're mine, Marazai. You're mine. Well, the demonettes are here. I doubt it. Okay, my friend. You're gonna go here. What do we have? We have almost no cover. So the little cover that we do have, get some people behind it. Jai, Hidari, get over there. Pascal, right there. Oh, there's one. Oh, there's some right here. Oh, I didn't even see these. Well, that changes the game a little bit. I want all these guys in that direction. But that might not be the best case. Instead, it might be better to just put somebody over there to take them on and get everybody else in this direction. Okay, Pagos, can you do it from this direction? I think you can. What about you? Yeah, okay, we can go all the way down here, can't we? Let's do this then. You're down here, Pascal. How far can you go? Right here? Jai, Hidari. Okay. I'll be down here with you guys. Oh, I can't go that far. That's okay. We just need to get her out of the way. She can go right here. Let's try it. Marazai, we just need to move all these people away. Hold on, let's do this smartly. Willpower. I need her willpower. She's the most important thing. Let's make her weaker. Can I move her like just two steps away?
Guides me.
There we go.
Soul sings in ecstasy.
Ruin beckons.
Marazai gets a couple of whacks on her, which is really good. Now, let's see. This will do Warp Curse Unleash, more damage. And then you're going to get a smackdown. Actually, let's see. Damage. Let's protect everybody back here.
One step closer.
Now let's smack down. We can't get anybody over there without hitting Mara's eye, so we'll just do this. Voice of command. Let's do it to Mara's eye and give him some more hit points. And this, we can do that. We'll wait on it. Yeah, let's sit with that. You can go up there and bleed dance them, can't you? Okay.
I will leave footprints of scarlet.
Well, let's hope so.
As the
Reckless abandon. It's a lot. Let's do this. Let's jump right here. Take him down, maybe? That's nice. Wow, okay, we got high momentum. Let's, yeah, we don't need to, we want to keep using this weapon. This weapon's awesome. Could go kill them. How many of these do we have? I hate that it won't show it to me. It's got 2. So if you jump over there, how far can you jump? You could get back to her. That's all I care about, is being able to get back to her. Okay, let's do this.
I am unsatisfied.
Trust me. My blade whispers your name.
Now we can do this. Death waltz. Bye-bye. Pascal, you get a free half turn to just lay down points on somebody. They're both turret 34, so just do that. Give yourself a little bonus for next time. And then say, if anybody kills that person. Okay, it's back to you. You can do all kinds of stuff here. You can jump. How far can you jump? Probably not far enough to get to any one person, huh? But what we can do is this. Acrobatic artistry. We still have a point for that. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let's do... How far can she jump at this? Not far enough. Okay, let's do this. We're going to rewind. Because I want to see if I can kill this person over here. There we go. I didn't get that guy. I got the other one. Okay. Now she's going to run over there. She's got no more points to run anywhere. She could run to here, but she can't dance to any... Oh, can she dance to that person?
Death comes in silence.
Maybe she can. Yeah. They're not dead, though. Why are they not dead? Deck Enforcer. You're not dead. Why are you not dead?
I shall not fail.
Okay, he can't die? Maybe not. Let's just leave you there, then. Early edits. Let's have you shoot these guys. Technically, you have cover there, so let's do this. Let's get bounties on them.
If it serves your cause.
And another bounty.
I am not your Xenos pet monkey.
And let's do precise attack.
This tedium is beneath me.
And a little
If it
bonus.
serves your cause.
Which gun is this? Deadeye shots. If it's critical, she'll get another shot.
I am not your Xenos. Ancestors, guide me!
Okay. Wild hunt. Number of attacks equal to the number of prey in combat. Try it.
Pay with your blood in the name of Kaela Mensha Kane! No weakness is hidden from my sight.
Okay. That works.
If it serves your cause.
Jai Hidari. Who do you want to give a free turn to? Pascal's close. I mean, me would be nice, but I'd have to move a bit for that. That might not be such a bad idea, though. Let's do this.
Living on the edge.
I'm going to put her out in the open. It's not something I usually like to do. So we've got 63 points to start with, so let's go with damage. first. And then resolve.
You've got a problem, I've got a price.
And then we'll give him voice of command. And this bonus.
Tell me, and it is done.
Make him run.
Am I getting paid for this?
He can get a long way over there by himself.
Taking calculated risk is my second nature.
Okay. And then you can just say, go have your
Don't get too cocky.
turn here. Yeah, buff yourself.
On it.
You get like this half turn business here.
Who if not me? Another enemy down.
That's nice. Then you can
Here's
just
my
do this.
perfect moment. It's as
More
good
buffs.
as done. I'll see to it personally.
Fire.
On it. Let's make some opportunities.
Would you like to die? Yes, I think you would. Veil degradation goes to
I'll
0.
make it happen.
Or minus 10. There we go. So they didn't want us to kill those guards, so they left them at 1 hit point. That's funny. Well, Marazai turns to you looking the same as ever, with the exception that you can see grayish blue veins through his parchment skin and something resembling terror in his eyes. They're gone, Holt. Gone, but still lurking at the threshold, keeping watch. I can hear their whispers. How do Monkey bear them for days and days on end? You will hear these whispers every time the Void Vessel travels beyond the Veil. Learn to accept this. Find an anchor for such times, or lose yourself. Marazai looks at Yurliet. There is barely a noticeable shift in his expression the entire time that you have been here. Yes, Dark One, this entire time. With each new passage, I bolstered my spirit further, and my meditation became a stronger barrier against the tendrils of She Who Thirsts. I endured it. So will you if you value your soul. The Jakari lowers his head in thought. Then he gives Yurliet a sidelong glance. I should have understood from what you told me. Marazai stops himself. Well, no matter. Marazai, are you sure you've regained your senses? I never. He gnashes his teeth. I forgot myself for a moment. Nothing more. Your presence is causing me a great deal of grief, Xenos. Marazai's voice turns into furious hissing. Your kind step beyond the veil with nothing but your crude technologies and prayers to a deaf god, and you expect those such as I to rely on such paltry protection from the terrors of She Who Thirsts? One of the enforcers lets his emotions get the better of him. Your own sake, Lord Captain. Why are you even listening to him? That there Xenos is worse than a wild beast. How can a ship that sails in the God Emperor's light allow one of his enemies to act like he's master here? Marazai looks at the man hungrily. The living meat that serves you talks too much. They would, however, make a perfect playthings. He looks straight at you. I need strength in order to suffer through your oafish voyages beyond the veil. If I don't obtain a source of sustenance, Silent Thrash will only keep testing my limits. I forbid you from moving about the ship unsupervised, and from here on out you will be kept under lock and key during warp jumps. The alternative is death. The choice is yours. Marazai freezes. You meet his enraged gaze, filled with the promise of torture and agony. But then you almost see something inside him give, forcing him to incline his head slightly. Let it be as you say, Holt. The officer cannot suppress a relieved sigh. Well, that's something at least. Many thanks, your lordship. Oh no, we'll keep him in a cage. That's for sure. The only other option is to kill him. Which, you know, if you do a dogmatic run, you're not afraid to do that. All the more is the pity that you get him so late in the game. The wearer gains an additional stratagem ability, All allies in the target combat area instantly reload their weapons after each attack made by them until the start of the wearer's next turn. Now that's kind of fun, except Pagos has more important things to wear on his head, namely this. Plus 10 toughness once per combat whenever the wearer's wounds drop below 35%, the wearer gains 12 wounds. Oh, I guess I'm lying. You can have this. This sounds fun. I like it.
Let us not dawdle.
Dawdle. I do love the voice actor work in this. Oh, wait, what do we have here? There's loot here? We missed some loot? Don't miss loot. Marazai. Don't be missing loot. There's some dead person with some goods over here. Okay. Well then, Silent Rash. Yeah, the voice work in this game is really good. I've spent quite a bit of time playing Wrath of the Righteous lately. Especially for those of you who follow that video that I put out. And the voice work in Wrath of the Righteous is good, but some of it is just really annoying. Like, I really want to like Seela, but she just... her battle cries drive me nuts. Unfortunately, that game has turned into a complete disaster. It crashes in Act 4, and I can't make any progress at all. So I was hoping to put it on the channel, and that's not going to happen. And I really don't know what my alternative is to try to fix it, because other people don't have this problem with that game. Kiava Gamma Colony event requires your assistance. Well, we'll have to wait till we get there. We ain't got a footfall. 8 profit factor gain. We like that. What's particularly annoying, knock on wood, is that Rogue Trader doesn't crash and neither does Kingmaker. Lord Captain, we have received a Vox message from Footfall. The Inquisition has declared martial law on the station due to the threat of Malus Extremis. Docking will require special permission, and even most of the asteroids have been cordoned off. The station's custodian, her ladyship Incendia Coda, sends her greetings and invites your lordship to disembark at the docks with a smaller retinue. Her enforcers will meet you there to escort to another chamber for a private audience. The Vox crackles with static and Jai's honeyed voice fills the air. Vigdis, the salve on my heart. Forgive the intrusion, but I have important business with the Rogue Trader. Oh, Shireen, I simply wish to remind you about my numbskull crew who got themselves captured by some rival Ashmags. Valadium is too occupied for the schemes, and besides, Incendia Corda has already put him in his place, which leaves only Falco. May the Azi tear his soul to pieces. But follow straight ahead, and I would rather not waste the precious sand still left in the hourglasses of their lives. He threw a wrench into the works, making my trade network fall apart like a badly assembled chrono. No income, no profits, only damages. All because my right hand is chained up on one of Footfall's asteroids. How about we pay Falco a courtesy visit? I'm sure your imposing visage will loosen his tongue, and maybe, just maybe, untie the hands of my crew. Let's go see what happened to him. We'll find him, and we'll get this sorted out. Shireen, I have never ever mentioned to you are the most fragrant rose bush in the entire blossoming garden of the Coronis Expanse. If this is all you have to say, the Voxmaster unceremoniously boots Jai from the channel. Apologies, Lord Captain. What will be your instructions? What other options for landing on Footfall do we have? We have none, Lord Captain. The augurs are reporting that all docking gates not watched by the enforcers are locked and rigged with explosives. Very well. Let us take a look at Footfall's new hospitality. As you wish. Incendia, pain in the assery. Yes, well. Now, who do I want? This is my standard team, except, Yurliet. Where are we going? I know where we're going and who we're fighting, and I don't think Yurliet is going to be the best choice here. Especially because, I'd rather not take a Xenos onto Footfall. And so the only two choices I really want to take are Adira or Argenta, because I want to see if I can get Argenta's build up to snuff, but also Adira might be a lot of fun with her pyrotechnics. It's a hard choice. We haven't seen Adira in action in a while. Let's go see if we can make something out of her. I do like Adira. I'm currently putting together my own rankings for all the companions. It's a popular thing to do. I think it'll be a fun video. I just got to get some more footage is all. Which is another reason to play the game. And what does she have for gear? Because we haven't looked at her gear in a long time. Does she have anything new that we should have? Oh yeah, she needs some staves here. Okay, I'm going to take a second to figure this out. Okay, Adira is ready to go. She's got a couple of cool items. I was able to redo almost all her gear. It's great. We haven't used her in so long. There's a bunch of cool stuff now, like after triggering psychic phenomena, the wearer immediately restores 20 wounds and gains psi rating movement points. She's got this up here for at the start of every combat, the wearer's allies gain deflection equal to the wearer's psi rating. So she's got this for doing an additional 2 points of damage on bleeding, burning, toxin effects. She's got her staff with Vision of Death and another one with the Staff of Endless Flame, which I'm really excited to use. So we'll see what we can do here. Zeta is the replacement for Opticon 22. Salutary functionality initiated. Glory to House Von Valencius. Trade terminal. Property of Adeptus Mechanicus Explorer Cognizance Fleet. Ready to process incoming requests. I'd like to make a deal. Who are you? Identification request accepted. Acceptable response found. Hear and heed. This unit's identifier is Trade Terminal Zeta 42 /33-mu. Designated purpose, processing trade and information requests and offers made to the Adeptus Mechanicus Explorer Cognizance Fleet. Where's Opticon 22? Information log request accepted. Acceptable response found. Hear and heed. Opticon 22 was instructed to leave the location Footfall and head to the strategic location Euphrates 2 in order to provide support to the Explorer Cognizance Fleet. After standard rites were performed on Trade Terminal Zeta 42, it was deemed an adequate functional replacement and received the blessing to process requests. I have planets of interest to your owners. And that's it. That's the only one we got. So let's see. We want to make a deal. Failed to parse requests. Are you seeking to access trading interface? Yes. So he's got some stuff here, none of which we can get because we don't have enough with the explorers. We need a lot of reputation. We got the profit factor. We don't have enough reputation for any of this stuff. Not that any of it is fantastic or anything. I don't think anything is here. Dark Providence. That's pretty nice. 20 to 28. If the wielder is a psyker, they can immediately re-roll the failed parry attempt once per attack. Wow, okay. That's kind of cool. Mars Pattern Power Axe. Lots of stuff that we can earn if we spend a little time working with them later. For now, just need to loot this. Got item. What's going on here? Well, Shireen, what do we have here? Cowardly Ashmag who wants to get his paws on my certificate without even working up a sweat. Considering the circumstances currently affecting Footfall, the only fitting place this filth could be hiding is in the sewers. A nasty spot with a powerful whiff about it, that is true. But I swear to you, Shireen, you won't come up with a better trap for Falco. I know these tunnels like the back of my hand. And the most delicious part of all of that is that Ashmag chose to go in there. We'll wish he hadn't. Of course, that's only if the Azzy don't mess things up for us and everything goes to plan. If it doesn't. Jai breaks off, her shoulders sagging under the weight of her doubts. If it doesn't, my gang are dead, Shireen. One wrong move, one wrong word. God, throne damn that Ashmag. Why is everything so difficult? Perhaps I should just give him the Mercatum Tabula Officiale. Falco's not a complete idiot. He won't risk such a valuable payoff. He'll hold up his end of the deal and give me Torah and the others. I see. How do we get into the tunnels? Most of the passages have been sealed off by Corda's hounds, but there is one they definitely haven't got to. Time to pay a visit to Octi and the Adeptus Amesicus shouting. Alright then. Time to enter the sewers. To the Amesicus we go, shouting. Or do you have other pressing business to handle on the way there? Go down into the sewers. That doesn't sound like a good time.
New closed worlds of sacred technology be undeserving of attention. Requesting permission not to disembark upon arrival on other similarly wretched planets.
Sorry, Pascal, but I gotta have you with me at all times, buddy. Uh-oh. This is the result of Incendia. Miss Corda has been naughty. We're back to burning witches, folks. Oh. Fascism. You'd be so funny if you weren't like
Rise to the
actually
top
happening
or get left
right
in the
now.
dust.
Okay. So where is the sewers? Oh, there's a bunch of goods here, isn't there? Pascal? How would you like to do this? Tech
My
use this thing?
success is an irrefutable certainty.
Heresy. Piracy. No. What's this one good up here for? Anver. And there she is. Have mercy. Our families are starving. We only took a couple of Nutribars. Lies. I see clearly with my naked eye the corruption that has engulfed your nature. Only the cleansing fire can absolve you now. Guilty. Is this fire cleansing enough for you, crazy hag? The Emperor protects me. Guilty. Burn him. She's protected by a force field, which is a good thing because I would gun her down myself right now. Down with fascists. Incendia Corda is absorbed in reading a long strip of parchment. Her left hand is holding a silver spoon, with which she is carefully scooping up brain matter from the open skull of a man contorted next to her. Holt von Valencius, I was informed of your arrival. Bringing back images of monkey brains from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, except this is much worse. Exhaustion has marked Incendia's features with a crisscross of lines and deeper furrows. Her cheek is forever twisted in a continuous nervous tick, yet her eyes are ablaze with indomitable resolve. A dazzling aura of power and righteous fury surrounds her like a mantle. She gracefully brings a gold-plated inhaler to her lips, takes a deep breath, and the fire in her gaze flares like a plasma thruster. Of course it's gold-plated. Come on, guys. Well. One look at Incendia's full dress uniform shows that it has not been changed in many days. The collar is greasy, and the braid trim is stained with sweat. The air is tinged with the smell of an inhaled stimulant that is used to give serfs the ability to work multiple watches without rest. What is that, you say, pointing at the man with the open skull? Incendia sinks her silver spoon into the man's brain and slowly consumes the revolting morsel. I must know the taste of a criminal's thoughts. It is how I learn to recognize their patterns. Flesh and blood can grant revelations, but not like this. Devouring flesh is a profane act. Cabela looks with disapproval at the open brain and the pulsing blue vein within. This is not the way to serve the undying one. Adira lets out a quiet whistle. Ooh. If even Scully is bothered by it, then it must be bad. This entertainment of yours reaps of correction. Incendia does not bat an eye at the man's death. A laughable accusation. Do you think yourself capable of detecting corruption? Something wild sparks in her pale eyes. You know not the first thing about perceiving it, sensing it, peering into people's souls and seeing the heinous therein. You do not know what it's like to look at their faces and see the brand of their impious deeds. But I know it all too well, and none shall escape my wrath. What manner of slaughterhouse is this? Some atrocious travesty of justice? Incendia jerks her chin up and responds haughtily, "This is true justice, unprejudiced, inescapable, and equally merciless to all. The Lord Inquisitor has bestowed upon me the honor of bringing order to this cesspool of pirates and heretics, to rid Footfall of the corruption that has fettered its limbs and turned this Imperial station into a hotbed of free thinking and inefficiency. And I will not rest until all have been judged." Incendia studies you with a predatory smile. "It must have been the Emperor's providence that brought you here to my court. It would be my pleasure to indict you for the crimes you have committed." Oh, I am ready to defend my honor before the court. Whom should I kill to put an end to this farce? Your intrepidity gives me reason to doubt the sufficiency of my evidence. Perhaps I should hold off on delivering the verdict. Briefly. Those of you who acknowledge me as your sovereign are viewed by the law as subjects of House von Valencius, and therefore are exempt from Corda's judgment. I will take you aboard my ship. The hopeful crowd in the atrium starts hysterically clamoring their oaths of fealty to House von Valencius. Not one of them thinks twice about clutching at the lifeline you have offered them. Ooh, and we get some trophies out of that. Ranged weapon. Incendia wearily leans on the armrest and looks at you with contempt. "Take this pitiful gaggle of miscreants, Holt, if you so desire. My trial will not end here. I have the whole of Footfall to judge." Yeah. What happened between you and Winterscale? "Winterscale is a traitor. While the Expanse burns, ravaged by heretics and unhallowed Xenos, he abandoned his duty completely and had the nerve to ignore the Lord Inquisitor's call to battle. My servants are capturing his worlds and ships while he hides from his reckoning, indulging his base urges. Soon enough he too shall stand before judgment." Have you and Calgos lost your minds? The Expanse is in a calamitous state, and you two are busy settling scores. You must cease this at once. Negotiating with that mad dog is off the table now. He will merely laugh at your talk of reconciliation and execute your envoys. For too long has Calagos reveled in impunity and believed himself the king of his world. So you're in charge of Footfall now? Indeed I am. When the Lord Inquisitor enacted martial law in the Expanse, I offered him my support at once. Footfall was chosen as the Lord Inquisitor's headquarters, and the position of Footfall's liege was temporarily abolished for the duration of this war, or perhaps longer than that. All authority was transferred to the station's warden, to me. While the Lord Inquisitor is preoccupied with matters of strategic planning, I am tasked with overseeing security and order. And there is much to do on that front. Pirates and smugglers, apostates and cold traders, deserters and outlaws. Every one of them warrants attention. Cracking her neck, stiff from many hours of reading documents, Incendia again dips her silver spoon and scoops out brain matter from the open skull of the poor fellow standing next to her, who's now dead. Everywhere you look, servants are buckling under heavy stacks of new denunciations, warrants, and other documents. And whom is it you are judging? All of them. Thieves, smugglers, pirates, traitors, heretics, deserters, abettors, harborers, cowards, and perjurers. Anyone who's ever trespassed, and who has ever protected a miscreant or kept quiet about a crime they knew of, they all will be condemned. With obsessive determination, Incendia starts going through her papers, seemingly no longer aware that she is doing so. More and more new convicts are being granted the great boon of undergoing servitude in perpetuus, and having rid themselves of reprehensible consciousness, of serving the Imperium free from doubt and weakness. Footfall will once again become a bastion of law and righteousness. I will eradicate all heresy that prevents the faithless from giving themselves over to the good of toiling in his name. How long has your court been in session already? Incendia seems perplexed by your question. She starts moving signed sentences from one stack to another, then says uncertainly, 3 weeks? The court carries on day and night, so my sense of time eludes me. There is nothing just about this trial. Your accusations are contrived, and their purpose is simply to turn the entire population of Footfall into pliant automatons. Do you think that I find enjoyment in this? Looking at vileness upon vileness, listening to one excuse after another. I loathe this and despise every malefactor out there. If I were weak of will, I would have obliterated this foul station with nuclear fire. Instead, I am here to offer each of them the right to be judged in his name and the chance to return to his fold renewed. The universe is a terrifying place. We are surrounded by the archenemy's machinations and Xenos scum who would deny us our right to exist. The threat is inconceivable, and human weakness will not help us avert it. If man is weak, I rid him of his spinelessness and feebleness, endowing him with a sacred narrowness of mind and eradicating all that prevents him from utilizing his whole self in the service of the Imperium. She is not lying. You can tell by her eyes and her voice, trembling with earnest faith, that Incendia genuinely believes in every word she just said. Oh, well. What makes you think you are entitled to govern this place as you see fit? Such is the law of Footfall. Any rogue trader who arrives here assumes the right of absolute authority. Surely it is not that thug Tokara who deserves to rule this station. He will soon be hanging from a noose. And so will his Kazbalican henchmen. And so will those Anver firebrands whose outrageous activities brought Footfall so much grief. She looks at you with a gloating smirk. Once you hindered my efforts to subdue this station, and yet here I am now dispensing justice to the wicked. I only regret that I was unable to begin sooner. Then Tokara's troublemakers would have already been crushed instead of lurking in cargo bays and maintenance tunnels. Regardless, I will deal with them soon enough. Where is the Lord Inquisitor? In the Legion's chambers, coordinating the Expanse's defense. His attention is focused on matters of vital importance, and he has not seen any supplicants. The soldier wearing inquisitorial armor echoes Incendia's words. Your lordship cannot see the Lord Inquisitor now. However, he bade to inform your lordship that he will summon you later, when circumstances permit. Well, we shall see whether Footfall will thank the Emperor for your reign. In due time, I shall weed out all the taint that has bred here on Footfall for so long. And then pious fear, loyalty, and devotion will once again become the pillars of this station under his watchful eye. Enough words. Your accused await, and so do my duties. Wait! You have a duty to the Emperor that you must see to. Vladimir Tokara, the deplorable rebel who once ruled this station, has slipped from my grasp. He is inciting the people to revolt, killing my servants and hiding from my wrath with the dexterity of a void rat. My informers claim he often appears in that den of unrest that bears the irreverent name the Adeptus Amesicus. We have made several attempts to arrest him, yet he has evaded capture each time. Reverend Hieronymus has gone there to convince him to surrender quietly, but his efforts have likewise been unsuccessful. In the interest of Footfall's integrity, Tokara must be apprehended. As the rogue trader in authority, I order you to aid me in bringing him to justice. The asteroid where the Adeptus Amesicus is located has been cordoned off, but my enforcer will take you there. I want you to lure Tokara out of his hole and seize him so that he may stand trial. Do this for the sake of Footfall's liberation and pave the road that my justice will tread. Sure. I will drag Vladimir before this court. Your cooperation will be noted, Holt. But remember, none of the rebel leaders are allowed to die before their trial. I forbid you to execute them without my leave. So we need to go see Vladium.
I always keep my options open.
Before we do, let's go see Hieronymus Dolorosa. Oh, he's not here. There's just pilgrims and controlling confessors. Oh, and we can't even go up there. Okay, that's cool. Well, let's go see Vladium, shall we? Yeah, before we go deal with the whole sewers thing. Save that for next episode. Vladium. My man. You have no other options, Ryza. If you abandon Footfall to Corda and flee, where are you going to sell your goods or restock your supplies? It will just be a slow death for all of you, with no ammunition, no water, and no air. So quit bargaining with fate and stick to the plan. Plan? More like a suicide pact. You have no allies, no weapons, no nothing. Vladium and Ryza notice you, and the old pirate grins sarcastically. You're a runt trying to play with the big boys, Vakamo. You've taken on a rogue trader dynasty with only a handful of heavies and a couple of guns to your name. The way I see it, your march to the gallows is more of a gallop. Turning away from Ryza, Vladium's expression does not change, but an indistinct curse falls from his lips. Liege Tokara, my greetings. Vladium replies in a stiff formal tone. My apologies for being unable to receive your lordship in my office. My present status imposes certain limitations on me. Greetings, your lordship. As for you, Vakamo, I've got nothing to add. Your plans are the crap, and I don't gamble on those kinds of odds. I'll leave you to think about your prospects. Maybe you'll realize that using my shuttle would be a better idea, while me and my shuttle are still here. Oh, really? You think so? By the throne's radiance, Vladium. If you don't tell me this very moment where you and Falco are keeping my guys. The former liege interrupts Jaya with a dry gesture. I don't do business with rats, Hedari. And surprisingly enough, for once, I don't mean you. In that case, pray to the Exalted One that Falco backs up your story before he dies. Disappointed, Jaya takes her hand off her weapon and bows her head before you penitently. Forgive me for my brazenness, Shireen. He's all yours. The former liege looks angry and focused. His coat collar is unbuttoned, showing the meshwork of ceramite reinforced armor hidden underneath. He is wearing a gun holster on his side. Now that Vladium has thrown off the mask of a disgruntled bureaucrat, his sleeves are rolled up, showing his old bandit tattoos. He exudes an aura of imperious cruelty. Well, I would like to make a deal with the Kazbalika. Regretfully, your lordship, I have nothing to offer you at the moment. My access to the assets you're interested in has been temporarily restricted. It's going to take putting a bullet through a couple of heads for me to once again be able to offer an adequate range of merchandise. I see. Station not faring well? It's turned into a kingdom of death, executing protesters, cracking down on corrupt traitors, and suppressing dissident are all good, useful policies within reasonable limits. I've used them myself, in fact. However, with Lady Corda, reasonable limits are a distant memory at this point. Fortunately, I've been preparing for the turn of events ever since that hag tried to take Footfall the first time. You helped us then, giving me time to organize. I set up weapons caches, enlisted more fighters, and deleted my agent's data from the Cogitator network. When Corda seized power, she thought she'd won, but the station was still mine, to an extent. My little army is waging war on the enforcers. We slaughter patrols, wrestle back detainees, and punish those who collaborate with the enemy, or are close to someone who does. Vladium's ruthless smile is like a jagged steel trap. Incendia is conducting her reprisals, and I am conducting mine. Everyone must remember that there are consequences for collaborating with the occupying force. I see your position of authority has not changed you. You remain the bandit you always were. Vladium smiles tersely. Old habits die hard. I'll admit, I wasn't exactly yearning for the days of my youth, but to find myself in the line of fire again is invigorating. Your lordship, you may have little love to spare for me, and you certainly have not built a strong alliance with the organization I represent. But if seeing the new order of things on Footfall gives you even the tiniest suspicion that it's all damned madness, step in and help me stop it. What kind of help do you expect? A general uprising would be doomed to fail. The enforcers have isolated the asteroids. We can't strike out against Incendia. She has the greater numbers, and her throne's refractor field will protect her from any attack. An insidious smile appears on the liege's lips, so we'll ask her ladyship to come to us, exploiting her overconfidence. If she wants my blood, let her come and spill it. She knows we use the Emisecus as our meeting place. If you let the enforcers know I can be found and grabbed in here, she will come, and she will hardly drag her throne with her. We'll lure her into a trap, kill her, and take back Footfall. What forces do you have at your command? However much Corda would like to believe she's kicked the Kazbalika out of Footfall, she hasn't. We're scattered all over the station, lying low, and there's still enough of us to cause trouble. A small band of my most daring cutthroat staff members who were by my side when I came to power. Business partners who still remember that any venture is only as reliable as the grip of the venturer's hand on their pistol. Add to that the group of Xenos mercenaries which my colleagues from the Kazbalika mission have provided me with. A radical solution, I know, but they don't care who they kill as long as I pay them, and I have the means to pay them. We would have greater numbers if Ryza wasn't so damnably cautious, and Hieronymus did us a favor and shed his preaching trap. Beladiam grits his teeth and adds quietly, I would have thrown the good reverend for a loop long ago if it weren't for the fanatical mob that would show up here to avenge him. What does Ryza have a problem with? She has misgivings about the prospect of our cooperation. The old rogue prefers not to pick fights unless her victory is a foregone conclusion. And right now, she seems to be planning on fleeing rather than fighting. She needs the right kind of motivation. It's a shame there's no one the cold bitch values enough for me to take hostage. Why did Ryza call you Vakamo? Old nicknames die as hard as old habits. I used to be known by that name on the station. The Vakamo is a myth. A malicious spirit stalking its prey in Footfall's empty sectors. I had a terrible reputation when I was young. News of Incendia's death is hardly going to please the Lord Inquisitor. Considering Kalkazar has never once interfered in the station's affairs, he clearly couldn't care less about Footfall. And this means he also doesn't care who runs the station, so long as things are quiet here. I'm going to make sure things are quiet. Granted, he did give Corda a security detail, but if she's already dead, and her death doesn't reek of deadly heresy, he likely won't bother to investigate. The Lord Inquisitor will simply entrust governance to someone who won't cause him problems. Someone like me. I realize it's a bold hypothesis, and the Lord Inquisitor may have me hanged for Corda's death, but my life is at stake as it is, so I say, may as well take the risk. I understand your plan. I hope you think it's promising. I will help you overthrow Corda. Each second of her continued rule will cost the lives of hundreds of innocent people. Thank you, Lord Captain. Adira's words are barely audible, breathed out rather than spoken. Her expression is clearly one of relief. As filthy of a place as Footfall is, blood and tears won't wash away that filth. They'll only make the stench worse. I'm glad you're with us, your lordship. This is a fight we must be well prepared for. As a colleague of mine used to say, if your brain doesn't hurt from all that thinking of where to hide, it'll discover even your skull isn't thick enough once the fight is on. Which sounds especially ironic considering how he died. I'd like to ask your opinion on how to prepare we are to entertain Lady Incendia. Perhaps some of those gathered in here will support us. Ryza's people, Hieronymus' zealots, even Octavania's regulars. We can use whoever we can get. If you think it may be worth fortifying our positions or preparing a few surprises for our guests, my people in Arsenal are at your disposal. All you have to do is say the word. As soon as we're ready, send Corda a message saying I'm here. Let her come. We'll settle our differences on footfall that way, with a gunfight. All right, we'll go and take a look around. Vladimir nods attentively, then looks down at the data slate showing a map of the station systems. He scrutinizes it with pensive expression. Octavania looks tired, but finds the strength to smile briskly. She pours 2 shots of clear, yellowish liquid with streaks of promethium in it and slides one towards Ryza. Let's drink to her infallible ladyship Corda's mercy and good judgment, wherever they may be right now. Ryza downs a shot, grimacing in satisfaction. You have caught away with words, Octi. Yes, indeed, one would hate it if Lady Corda's ill health affected our own. Have you by any chance run into Lady Corda's good judgment on your journeys, your lordship? Ah, Octi, I've missed the fiery sunset of your hair shedding. Sorry I haven't brought any gifts today, but we're certainly going to down another round or 2. Shut up, Hedari. You came back alive and that's good enough. Octaviania's face twists in a scowl, but her whole body leans forward toward her old friend. And don't beat about the bush. I know exactly why you've come to footfall in such a rush, but Jai, your guys got killed. Every last one of them, before Corda even set foot on the station. Some were found dismembered in the shadow quarters. Some became a heap of ash at the crematorium. And Falco launched the luckiest ones in orbit around the station, so that everyone could see how much he despised you and your patron, if the rogue trader will pardon me for saying it. That Ashmeg. Jai's voice is full of anger and thirst for vengeance. No, there's still something he needs from me, so not all of them are dead. Or at any rate, it would be better for him if some aren't. Where is he, Octi? Speak. You know very well where. The sewers are where that rat belongs. You know, he was going to rat us out to Corda, including Vladimir. You should have seen Falco's face when Vladimir led the Inquisitor's dogs to him first. I see. Well, Ryza and I need to have a little chat. At your lordship's service. Your eyes see through the pirate instantly, and you sense that the burden of her transgression is so heavy that it would soon drag her under. Her fear has allowed a malicious will to sink its claws into her soul and tear it slowly to pieces. Ryza, the forces you have opened yourself up to will be your undoing. And what's more, your crew, too, will pay for it with their souls. Because of you. Ryza's expression turns to stone. She peers tensely into her glass as if trying to find some answer at the bottom of it. Finally, she raises her eyes to you and, looking incredibly tired, says, You're cruel, you know, your lordship. The way you found where this old pirate was hiding her conscience and dragged it kicking and screaming into the light. I got in over my head and almost took my guys down with me. I'd be a crap captain if I allowed my fear to kill my crew. Thank your esteemed self for taking some sense into me, talking some sense into me. Got a light? The pirate casually rips some kind of amulet from her neck, bearing a fanged beast crowned with horns. She tosses it into her near-empty glass of rotgut and throws the match you offered after it. The contents of the glass are immediately engulfed in unholy purple flame. A minute later, all that remains is ash and a nasty puddle of black metal at the bottom. Satisfied with the result, Ryza smashes the glass on the floor. Vladimir needs your help. Your lordship, his so-called plan is nothing but the death throes of a cornered and condemned man who's grasping at imaginary straws. Devakimo was once smart, shrewd, and wily, but now he's simply refusing to admit he's already lost. We modest dealers are no match for a rogue trader. It would be different, of course, if we were strongly motivated or had a rogue trader on our side. Spoken like a cowardly crone, not a dread pirate captain. Don't talk to me like that, your lordship. The times we're living in. Barely anyone in the Expanse remembers who old Ryza is. I'm not getting any respect anymore, and that means they need to remember, and they're gonna get one. Oh, what the warp. My crew and I will take part in your little uprising. But don't ask me for details. Old Ryza prefers to keep quiet about the behind-the-scenes workings of her insidious and sudden strikes. All right. That's it for now. That's all we need. Octavania, we have a plan to stop Corda. Your help would be welcome too. And by we, you mean you and Vladium. He always has a plan, but it's certainly not always the best plan. Why should I trust your idea? Gesture at the people in the room with a sweep of your arm. This is not about whose idea it is, but who we are doing it for. For the people on Footfall. For you, Octavia. What is it? Octaviana. Octaviana. I should learn how to read the whole name. Octaviana, for your freedom from an insane zealot's reign of terror. You certainly know how to be persuasive, your lordship. You're right. You're ready to risk your life for us, and I'm being picky like a noble offered a Nutribar made of corpse starch. You can count on me. I don't have any fighters, but I do have a shipment of Xenos weapons. Lethal, but with no guarantee of quality. Figuring out how it even works is tricky enough, but that still beats the junk Vladium's thugs are armed with. They can have a round on the house. Excellent. Okay. So, we did that part, and now there's a couple little things that we can do.
What get left in the dust?
There's some barricades that we can build. Back here.
I always get the job done.
Do you know? And then there's a trap that we can set over here. A mine. And that should do it for everything that we need to do there. And I think we can finish this off now. Oh, and then there's Hieronymus. We should probably talk to him and see what we can do. Hieronymus. The Emperor protects young Von Valencius. What has brought you here? Perhaps you would like to confess. Repentance is the first step on the path to redemption. You are harboring a pirate among your brethren? Chaplain is a deeply devout servant of the Emperor. You are as intimately familiar with human vice as him, and that is what fills his words with sincerity. His flock heeds and respects him. And as for all the hardened rascals and cutthroats who are part of that flock, why not? Our doctrine shuns no one, so long as they are willing to receive its word with an open heart. I see. You give penitents a chance for redemption. That is commendable. I take no credit for that. They choose that path for themselves. I merely point out that the path is open to all and instructs those who have started their journey to redemption. For thus St. Drusus taught us. Reverend, I need to stop Incendia. Help me. Are you openly declaring your intent to move against an enactor of the Emperor's justice? And why should I, her mentor in faith, help you commit that act of treachery? Because her actions fly in the face of all that you believe in, that you truly believe in. Incendia's world has no place for redemption or mercy or penitence. Would the sight of such a world please your eyes? Hieronymus's eyes are filled with bitter sadness. No, it would not. My way of serving him has always been different from the paths trodden by the ecclesiarchy. St. Drusus's doctrine taught me virtues that are unknown to many among the righteous, and I, in turn, taught them to my brothers and sisters. I tried to teach them to Incendia too, but she chose a different path. It is time for me to remind her of those lessons. Now you have banished my doubt. I will do what must be done. St. Drusus's faithful will aid you in battle. Goodbye, Reverend. In that case, I think we've talked to just about everybody we need to talk to.
Ruinous favor prevails.
So let's make it happen. Vladium. I see no issue with letting Incendia know you are here. Get ready. Your enemies will be here soon. I will send my least important associates to the entrance to take the brunt of the initial assault. That should thin our guests' numbers. Without thinking, Vladium reaches for his pistol to check how easily it slides out of its holster. Then he smiles. It's an easygoing, young, and bloodthirsty smile. I'd almost forgotten how much I love all of this. Stay where you are. Lay down your weapons. We are here for the criminal Vladium Tokara and his accomplices. Members of the heretic Vladium Tokara's gang, lay down your arms and face righteous justice. They'll hang us all. Don't trust them, lads. Let's make the holy soldiers bleed. I hoped you would respond like this. Enforces attack. Bring her in here. We've got everybody situated. Flame rages in Corda's furious gaze as she surveys the bar. Her figure seems to exude a ruthless radiance, cruel like the scorching sun of a desert world. Rebels and heretics, I, rogue traitor Incendia Corda, master of footfall and defender of justice, am ordering you to lay down your arms. Harsh justice awaits those who surrender, and ignoble death awaits the rest. Vladayam takes out his pistol slowly and says in a lazy drawl, Incendia Corda, I, Vladayam the Vakamo, am ordering you to get off my turf before I blow your brains out and throw your corpse for a loop. Repent, Incendia. You have strayed from the path of righteousness and turned into a monster. Has horror driven you out of your mind, Holt? Your verdicts bear no relation to the codified justice of the Imperium. Your justice is arbitrary, and you are creating your own law, in essence, your own Imperium. That is heresy. For a rogue traitor, the ultimate crime is to reject the Emperor's protection and make their reign absolute, becoming a brazen rival of God and a blasphemous tyrannical heresiarch. I have seen your thirst for blood. You revel in the sentencing and the executing. Are you going to dispute that? Am I lying? You are not lying. I do enjoy it. Incendia lowers her head and the shadows in the room seem to darken. The radiance fades from her eyes. Enough. I repent. I yearn to serve the Emperor, but exacting vengeance upon his foes was so delicious that I abandoned my duty for the sake of my own gratification. I made Footfall my house of pleasures. I was a harsh judge not because it was what he wanted, but because it was what I wanted. I executed those his law forbade to execute. Putting oneself above the Emperor is the most terrible act a rogue traitor can commit. I have lapsed into heresy, and I must be condemned. Judge me, Holt. I who have strayed, commit myself to his mercy and his harshness. State your crimes. Arrogance was born in my heart, and it trampled over my sense of duty. I forgot the Emperor's commandments, which are as strict as they are merciful, and became a bringer of death and death only. I was not serving the Imperium of humanity. I was building a pitiful parody of his creation. What do you have to say in your defense? I only dreamt of being a worthy servant of the Emperor, of doing his will, of punishing his enemies, of turning this corrupt and decrepit system into a place that is worthy of his light and does not diminish his greatness. I see, then. Well, be your own judge if you are all of a sudden so enlightened. So be it. The court hereby finds Incendia Corda guilty. With a graceful movement, the rogue traitor draws an ornate pistol from its holster, brings it to her temple, and shuts her eyes. Have mercy on me, Emperor, protector of mankind, master of Holy Terra. Emperor, have mercy on me. I had doubts before, but now I see they were unwarranted. Of all defenders of the Expanse, only she was worthy of being his shield. Her repentance is but further proof of it. I was a fool to not believe in her. Is this how the cleansing of Footfall ends? No. Hieronymus cries out in woe and looks around the room with ferocious eyes. Incendia may not have been the holiest and purest of the Emperor's tools, but who will be left here when she is gone? Him? Her? He points his finger at Vladayam, then Ryza, and finally to you. You? Are you going to protect the law and the faith? Emperor is faithful. Our protector was caught in a web of conspiracy. She was lied to. Therefore let us avenge her and carry on her cause. When thou hast stepped into the nest of corruption, Destroy those that dwell therein. Smite and torment them like his wrathful instrument that knoweth no fear. Avenge his sorrow and shun pity in the name of love for him. To battle for Incendia Corda and the Emperor.
You will beg for mercy, but I will grant none.
I'll turn you into corpse starch.
Well, that was unexpected. I thought we had him on our side there. Well, Corda, Court, Psychers, Corda people, and then Hieronymus. Okay. Well, you can get up there then and we'll start putting people behind cover. Let's see, what do we got here? Yeah, Pascal, that might be a good spot for you. Adira, you need to be behind full cover to start. Same with Jai. Probably same thing with you. And then me. I need to be behind some kind of cover. Let's do this like this. Alright, let's start the battle. My friend, you need to move everybody as much as possible. What is this? Rapid reload stratagem. Oh yeah, from our helmet. That's cool. All allies in the target combat area can instantly reload their weapons after each attack. We won't need to, but that's fine. It's kind of cool. Alright, let's do this then. Need to get all you guys kind of moved together. Let's do this.
Ruin best.
Protect me.
Okay, so Pagos, I don't want you to hit the guys on the end there, and I think we're gonna. Yeah, so we need to move in such a way like... Let's move you like this. I don't want to hit that guy either. If I move you here, can we point it in this direction and not get anybody else? Yeah, that'll work. Okay, good. We're going to move you there, and we're going to reduce everybody's willpower and toughness like that.
Descend upon the weak.
There we go. Let's blast them. Actually, let's lay this down first. Yeah, like that. Let's do a row of... Can we do this? Pascal, can we get you? Yes, we can.
Guides me.
You can have a little help there. I can get 3 of you. Alright, now let's blast him. I don't want to hit that guy there. I don't want to hit that person. I'm going to hit that dude on the end, aren't I? Can I move a little bit more? What if I go behind cover and then do it like this? That's still going to get a guy, isn't it? It's going to get that guy right there, and I don't really want to get him. Can I get him out of there? If I aim like this? Close, but not quite. Okay. Well, you're going to have to hit somebody then.
Through chaos, I stride.
That is a lot of dead people. Dead peeps back up there. Okay. Let's see. It's a straight line, isn't it? If we do this, can we hit... We can hit a lot of people with that.
I will triumph.
Okay. What else do we got? Warp damage increase on... Oh, Hieronymus is almost dead. We don't need to do that. Can we give a bonus to somebody? Can we hit anybody? Can we hit Pascal? We can't. We're too far away. Okay. Voice of command. Too far away. I moved myself over here and now I'm really far away from everybody. Target area bonuses are doubled. Let's do that. The only thing we can really do is move a bunch of people around. Move one person around. Zone of fear. Oh, we can do this. I don't want to move Hieronymus. I just want to move those 2 bozos up there. Okay, there we go. Alright. Yeah, what the hell?
Hold on.
Oh, he's running way back there. Okay. Wow. Lots of buffs from him. Oh, Cabela, you get to go next. Oh, well, bonuses are doubled. So, head on over here.
Trust me.
Yeah, let's do... Which one is Hieronymus there? We're going to jump.
As honor ordained.
Then we're going to go
As
like
the
this.
tenets demand.
Okay, can we do an AoE attack that'll kill 2 people? Let's do
I
this.
shall neglect.
Okay,
Brings
that's
me
nice.
No pleasure.
Now, let's jump there.
It is a blessing.
And jump...
The
Here?
shadows will see. Brings me no pleasure.
Yeah, it is high momentum, isn't it? We got this guy way over there. Somebody else is going to have to kill him. And we got this guy here. How many jumps do you have? 1. Okay. Oh, I went the wrong way. Darn it. Okay. We'll go in
As
reverse.
honor ordains.
That hurt him. That killed him.
Blessing.
That's such a fun skill. So we got a guard over there and a guard over there and that. And then can you jump over here and get this guy? No, but how many more of these do you have now? Just the one?
As
Hold
the
on.
tenets demand.
Now you can do this. Death from above on this bodyguard.
May their blades be sharp. I feel nothing, fear nothing. Caught by the web. Killing.
She's got
Brings me
the...
no pleasure.
She's got the gloves or whatever it is, the boots that allow her to parry me. That allow her to parry, I think. Death from above deals additional damage. I thought there was something on her that caused her to do additional parry. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Yeah. It's just that's her special ability. It's freaking awesome. Okay. You can
I bring
only move
mercy
2
and
more
retribution.
spots. There's this bozo over here. Can you get over there to him?
Death is a blessing.
He's dead. That other guy's too far away. So she's done. She cleared almost the whole battlefield by herself, which is awesome. Oh, he hit him twice. It's a lot of misses. All right. Chai Hidari. Let's have you come over here.
Watch my back.
I guess you might as well just do this for me then. God, this is so good.
I
She's
can do
just
that with the right incentive. You've got a problem?
got
I've got
plenty
a
of
prize.
incentives.
I can do that with the right incentive.
We're gonna buff him all with all
Tell
the stuff,
me,
even though
and
we
it
don't
is
really
done.
have to. I'm gonna have you move around to. How far can it go?
Don't let
Here?
your guard down.
And then can you give him this from there?
Am I
Yep.
getting paid for this?
Okay. So you've got.
Who is
Zap
not
him.
me?
Just
I'll
buff
make
yourself.
it happen.
You're gonna get over there soon enough.
I'll see to it personally.
Jai, there's not much else you can do, so don't worry about it. I mean, you could come over here and try to shoot this guy, I think. Yeah,
this
you can.
battlefield air is good
the
for
hell?
my lungs.
What the hell? Why not?
I
Do this.
can do that with the right incentive.
Try to shoot.
Don't get too close.
15%. You hit him once. That's all right. Did a little bit of damage because you blew something up there. That's all right. These guys might finish him off. Oh, it's still 100 points, though. I doubt they can do 100 points of damage to it.
Out of my way!
Oh! Oh, he did 84. Oh, and he killed it. That's awesome. Okay. Vladiam surveys the carnage and says dryly and morosely, "What a mess. Thank you for helping me deal with it, your lordship. Your help has been invaluable. But the Kazbala Commission will nonetheless try to approximate and match its value in the most generous of terms. Does your lordship have any preference in regard to what should be done with remains of the lady? I would say it should be transported to the domain of House Quarter, untouched." Overcoming the desire to spit on Incendia's corpse, clearly manifested on his face, Vladiam turns from a thug into a cold bureaucrat again before your eyes. He says curtly to one of his associates, "Place her ladyship's body in a cryo vault and take it to her ship. Make sure no damage is done to it. No further damage, that is. We were enemies, of course, but that's no reason not to act in a civilized manner. What are you meaning to do next? I'll regain my grip on the station. I'll free the prisoners and give the merchants back their impounded cargo. I'll replace the lowlifes her ladyship put in charge with my own lowlifes. I'll take care of those of the station sectors that are slowly dying in isolation. And of course I'll send an envoy to the Lord Inquisitor to bring him the news and inform him of my willingness to cooperate. Cleanse this station. Let's see. I do not want Quarter's enforcers to face any reprisals. Let them leave. I'm no butcher. Her ladyship's enforcers may leave the station, except those personally complicit in the killing of my employees, friends, and loved ones. I have a responsibility toward them. Congratulations, your lordship. You have one less rival in the expanse. Now that we've dealt with the pressing issues, do you have any other instructions regarding the station's governance going forward? After all, Footfall is now under your exclusive personal protection. Footfall is exhausted and wounded by Quarter's cruelty. I will have shelters set up where those in need and pain can find a roof over their heads, sustenance, and medical aid. The entire gathering glorifies your name with a joyful chant. In their eyes, you see hope with a dash of mistrust. The station's inhabitants are not used to such magnanimity. However, something in your voice gives them hope that you are not putting on a show, and that perhaps this is the beginning of a new and less grim period in the station's history. Less grim, yes. We've leveled up. There's loot on the ground. We're going to head off and collect it, take a gander at it. But for now, we have the business of moving on to the next episode. So folks, you know the drill. We will carry on. As always, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave your questions and comments down below. I will see you all next time. And until then, happy gaming, everyone.